First of all, I want to thank everybody for taking the time out of their day to view this webinar. We've had some very good feedback on it. That being said, I want to make sure that I apologize if there were any minor technical issues. This is only the second time that we have actually done with this platform this type of webinar. We've been doing this webinar since 2008. But we recently changed the format and the platform that we deliver it. So we're still kind of trying to work the bugs out of it. So if there were any issues on your end, we definitely do apologize for that. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jason Spangler, and I'm the Flooring Division Sales Manager here at Wagner. I'm responsible for the Rapid RH and also for the our wood moisture meters in relationship to the flooring industry. For those of you who do not either think of any questions as we're going through this, or for those of you who have questions after the fact, please don't hesitate to call me directly at 800-634-9961, extension 235. I'll be more than happy to answer any of the questions that you may have. So the first thing I'll do is I'll go through some of these questions that I have. And again, bear with me just a little bit because they're coming in via an email format, so it takes a little bit for me to go through them. Let's see, the first question I have comes from Adam, and he wants to know what a kit costs. Well, first thing I'll do is make sure that you know that the website for ordering any of this stuff, or for finding the distributors that may be in your area, the website is wagnermeters.com. And again, there's going to be a spot where you can find distributors. You can put in a zip code, find out if there are any distributors in your area. If there aren't, or if you feel more comfortable dealing with us directly, you can either call us or you can order directly online. The cost, no matter how you buy it, should be somewhere in that $483 ballpark. With that, you're going to get 5 sensors, the reader, drill bit, vacuum attachment, insertion tool, plus you're going to have all the necessary NIST traceable certificate of calibration, the caps, the metal discs, and the extensions that are necessary to do a relative humidity test following the newest version of the ASTM standard, which is ASTM 2170-11. I think I took care of that one. As far as Adam asked another one, how many probes are included? Looks like there's 5 actual sensors that are included in that kit. And another question that I have, or that comes up quite a bit, deals with sensors that are installed in elevated floors, second-story floors in pan decking. So some of the times people have a perception that just because it's in pan decking, and a lot of times they call that pan decking vented pan decking, that does not mean that from the concept of the concrete drawing that it's actually drawing from 2 sides. For those of you who don't know or did catch it when Howard was talking about it, if a slab is drawing from 2 sides, so if it is elevated and has air passage on both surfaces, both the top and the bottom, so usually it's a structural slab, post-tension slab, slabs of that nature, then you would only drill 20% into that slab because of the way the concrete actually dries. Now, in pan decking, because you have different or variable heights in how deep the concrete can be, depending on where it is in the pan decking, what you're going to find is there's 2 different schools of thought on how deep to drill. So the first school of thought is you want to try to identify the deepest part of that pan decking, and you want to drill 40% of whatever that thickness is. The other side of it that people are looking at, and there are some people actually utilizing it in the field, is they're attempting to come up with an effective thickness calculation so that you can drill 40% of that and drill anywhere on that slab. So in other words, if you have the deepest section that's say 6 inches thick and you have your shallow section that's only 3 inches thick, you would find an effective thickness there that then you could calculate and drill 40% of that. So again, both of those processes are being used out in the field. ASTM standard specifically has not addressed this topic. Typically, we as Wagner will recommend that you identify the deepest section and drill 40% of that. Another big question that I get a lot, slabs that are on grade, below grade, especially, how do I know how thick the slab is? And, you know, again, there's some very destructive ways, if you will, of finding that out, doing core drilling, things of that nature. A lot of times on renovations, what I've seen and what I've had people tell me is that, you know, if they're having to do trenching to change the direction or the placement of water facilities, you can usually identify thicknesses during the open trenching time. If there's new construction plans, at the end of the day, doing everything you can in your power, your due diligence to try to find out and as accurately as possible determine how thick that concrete is. It really is critical to how deep you're going to drill the hole. Worst case scenario, I have people out there doing it, and again, it's something that there are many people that do this just to verify the thickness of the concrete, is to take a smaller diameter drill bit and in a few select locations, again, I'm not being a proponent of turning the slab into Swiss cheese by any stretch of the imagination, but taking that smaller diameter drill bit, drilling all the way through the slab, and then a lot of times what they'll do is they'll take a pliable piece of wire and they'll put a J-hook in the bottom of it, and they'll typically make the opening of the J-hook a little bit wider than the diameter of the hole, so when they push the wire down in there, it'll actually spring out a little bit, and so that when you pull it up, it'll catch the bottom of the slab. And as you're pulling up, you can feel the tension on it, mark it off with a Sharpie, and then as you pull it up, you can see where the 90-degree angle is at, and basically measure between your Sharpie mark and the bottom of that 90-degree angle to get an idea of where that's at. And again, doing it in a couple of different totally opposite areas just to make sure that during the construction process that any inconsistencies, because we know that you're not going to make usually a slab absolutely perfectly 4 inches throughout the entire square footage of the building or the house. So finding those inconsistencies and then trying to find that happy medium as far as thickness so that you can determine as accurately as possible that 40% depth. So it looks like we don't have any additional questions. Those really are my two big hot topic ones that I hear a lot of questions about. Again, my name is Jason Spangler. My direct phone number, 800-634-9961, extension 235. And please don't hesitate to call me if you have any questions or any concerns, or if there's anything else that we can do to help you guys. Again, thank you very much. Take care and have a great day.